Right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to share what I think is bad news out of the mouth of one of the most important people to make the Errol Spence Jr. Terence Crawford fight. That is Stephen Espinoza out of Showtime. Doesn't sound good, and also some things coming out of Terence Crawford's camp that I'm hearing are taking place. Also, kind of funny. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to still go over this 147-pound championship fight, potentially for the unified title the undisputed title between Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Bud Crawford for all the belts. Some news has come out over the weekend out of the mouths of a couple people that make the fight look even more shady or less likely than I thought it was before. And I'm going to explain exactly why that is. But before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you are a longtime subscriber and supporter to the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It really does mean a lot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's get into this. All right. So as we know, Errol Spence Jr., Terence Crawford, negotiations continue to go on. Now, these negotiations, from what I understand, have been going on for 4 months now, or 3 solid months, close to 4 months. Errol Spence Jr. beat Yordenis Ugas to get the WBA belt sometime in April. So now, as of this time of this video, it is now August 1st. So we have now those guys have been in negotiations for a while. Stephen Espinoza said something that, to me, he gave several interviews before the Danny Garcia fight with Jose Benavidez. It sounded like, man, that doesn't sound good. And what he said was that he is very, very confident the fight is going to happen. And he believes that there's a better than 50% chance that it'll happen. Let me tell you, when people say that there is 90% chance that a fight is going to happen, I get funny. Right? Because I'm like, 90%, what's the 10%? 10% is it means that you are a long way away. 10% could mean that they're still trying to go over the money. They're trying to go over a lot of different things. And that is basically, dude, I mean, what would you bet on something that was a 90% chance of happening? Man, I don't know. Maybe you bet on that. But when somebody says it's better than 50, means that it is probably, if you assume that means it's somewhere around 40, they believe it's around 55%. That means that there's a 45% chance that it's not going to happen. And also build into that they're being optimistic, because Stephen Espinoza is not going to try to kill the fight and say that he doesn't think it can take place. So there's a very small chance that the fight's going to take place. If he says that there's less than a 50% chance that that fight's going to take place, that means that fight is not going to take place. So, I mean, along with the amount of time that these guys are still going over this, and then add to it. Now, this is something that I'm going to tell you, I've heard on YouTube. I've heard different people talk about it. I've not actually heard the source for it directly, but they said that Errol, but the word is that Terence Crawford's camp is saying that Errol Spence Jr. is asking for too much money, and that Errol Spence Jr. is holding up the fight because of his demands, right? Now, what is the likelihood of that? I don't think that it's really high. I think that sounds just like another portion of the same issue that these guys have had for a while. And I mean, for like at least a year and a half, where Terence Crawford said that he was not going to fight for less than 50-50, right, in that fight. And if anybody was going to get 60-40, it was going to be Terence Crawford. And I don't know what, like it'd be really interesting to see, to hear Terence Crawford talk in private about it, and kind of like what his personality is, because most people on the outside, just looking at the numbers, the pay-per-view numbers that are, that are not verified, right? But they're just out there in what people are, people are estimating that it is. and you say, okay, well, you did 150,000 pay-per-views. This guy did 300,000 pay-per-views. He did more in one pay-per-view against Sean Porter than all of yours. You would think that somebody would think, okay, yeah, well, now we know that more than likely he's going to get more money than I'm going to get, right? But if you're a prideful guy and you believe no, that none of that stuff matters, which anybody's mind can do. You set your own priorities right in your mind. So you can say, well, no, what's most important is I've been a champion in 3 weight classes. Many people consider me to be the best fighter in the world. I'm on number one. I've been number one on pound for pound lists, right? I've had more fights, right? All of those type of things. I've been on a knockout streak and all of that stuff. You put that into a quick occasion and you have a lot of people around you. They're telling you, oh man, don't let them get over on you. Don't let them get over on you, right? Maybe that type of stuff is going on. But but the whole time, Terence Crawford is, at least out of the mouths of some of his team members and himself, has been very, very reluctant to admit that Errol Spence Jr. would be the A-side in a negotiation if he does. And so that thing can go to all kind of different issues, right? Now, Stephen Espinoza was talking, and to illustrate this, Stephen Espinoza was talking about a fight between Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia, and why he didn't think that doing a dual pay-per-view would be good. A dual pay-per-view with DAZN would really help the fight, and why he thought that it was kind of an unrealistic thing to do. What he said was, look, man, it's whenever you have a dual pay-per-view, you have to agree on everything, right? So you have from the ring entrance to the people that are singing the national anthem, all of those different things, you have to negotiate the ring size. I would suspect, the judges, all of the different things that go into it besides the money. So if Terence Crawford and Errol Spence are in that situation where really it's not a dual television promotion, but still you have these guys arguing over things like the ring size, how big the ring is going to be. Oh no, Errol wants a small ring. I want a bigger ring. Okay, no, Errol wants to wear these gloves. I don't want to let him wear those gloves. And all of that stuff, if you're bickering and about all of that, man, that makes that 50-50 seems like, man, you have a whole lot of issues to go through, man. But honestly, my take on the matter is that it's still going to be the money, and it's still going to be whether or not Terence Crawford is going to be willing to accept a lower guarantee that was probably being offered by Showtime, and try to get his money on the back end, just like the situation was when it's explained by Bob Arum. But again, I'm talking about this subject because this is just very, very interesting to me to watch how all this stuff plays out. They've not really been, negotiating in the public a lot, but when these type of things come out, I just think it's worth talking about it, man, because it's a fight that I really, really want to see, and I hope gets made. But if it doesn't get made, then look, man, hurry up and get this thing, where people know what's going to go on so we can move on to the fights that can actually happen. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. With that, I'm out. Deuces.